Hello and good evening from Abuja, Nigeria. Welcome back, beautiful people. I'm so amazing to have you all here on the youth now. Your favorite space for real talk, deep dive, and listening conversation. Whether you're an old-time listener or a first-time, we are thrilled to have you here. Well, we were away for a while. We were doing a lot of rebranding a lot of exciting things to make the show more interesting for everyone who's been listening and yeah, all our audiences right from hand. And now you can actually follow us on Instagram, on X, formerly Twitter, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our um, Spotify channel. Yes, all the handles are the Youth Lounge. On today's episode, I'm Oma Obed, will be your host, and I'm
Yeah.
delighted. Going forward, we'll be having a lot of exciting episodes lined up for you, wonderful audiences, and we would not want you to miss it. Trust me, we wouldn't want to miss it because if you miss it, it will keep paying you. Anyways, going further, today's topic we will be talking about handling conflict in marriages, handling conflict in marriages. And on today's episode, we have three lovely guests that will be handling this. In no particular order, I will be introducing our guests. Firstly, we have Mr. Eliezer Ogulu. Mr. Eliezer Ogulu is a geologist and the CEO of any service company. He's been married for 20 years and counting with two beautiful kids and he's based in River State. Hello, Mr. Eliezer Ogulu. You can unmute your mic to speak, sir. Okay, can you all really hear me well? Mr. Eliezer Ogulu, are you there?
Okay, okay. Let's let's go to our next guest. I think Mr. Eliza might be having a little network issue. A little network issue. Going forward, next on our list is Mrs. Ndiamaka Abara. She's a medical practitioner. She's been married for 20 years and counting, of course. and is blessed with and she's blessed with two beautiful kids based in Lagos. Hello, Mrs. Ndidi Amaka Abara. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
How is it over there in Lagos and how is work? Is there anything new in the medical field you need to know?
Um, okay, so many new things in the medical field. Over here in Lagos,
Okay.
it's raining and cold. From my end, it's raining,
Oh,
cold.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Please cover up properly because we really need you here.
Thank you.
All right, welcome, man. Okay, so and last but not the least, we have Mr. Samson Itive. He's a civil servant and a researcher. He's been married for 14 years and counting, and he's blessed with three kids. He's based in Kano. Mr. Samson Itive, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, how is it over in Kano?
Well, Kano is fine, we thank God. This is a Muslim environment, They're just wrapping up with
Okay.
Salah festivities, and the town is calm. Everywhere is fine. The weather is okay. We thank God.
That's beautiful. Yeah, so saying welcome again to all our guests. We're saying welcome and thank you for coming up on the show. So yeah, to those just tuning in, we'd like to say welcome to you everyone on the TYL, the Youth Lounge, where we have deep conversations, uplifting conversation, deep dives, and it touches every life. And please, I'd like to tell everyone who can to please turn on their videos, especially our guests, because we'd also be recording and we'd like to put it out. Like I told you, we're now on YouTube and every social media you could find us on with our handle, the Youth Lounge. It's the same name everywhere. So please, if you have questions, you have to put it in our chat box. If you like to, not just questions, even contributions, you just put it on our chat box and we would attend to them. Or if you feel like you want to speak in person, then you could just raise your hands up. Yeah. I hope we all are hearing. I hope I'm very clear. Like you can hear me very well. Please, can I get a response from my audience? Can you hear
We can,
me?
yes, we
Okay,
can hear
okay,
you.
okay. All right. So on today's episode, we will be talking about handling conflict in marriage. So, even strongest marriages face conflict. The key isn't avoiding it, but learning to navigate with grace. Yeah, understanding and wisdom. Yeah, it also goes with it. Understanding, wisdom, and grace. It helps us to navigate all these things. So whether you're currently in a relationship, married, or simply preparing for that journey, this conversation is for you. So I would like you just sit back, take a deep breath, breathe in and out, because this episode promises to be educative and insightful. So right now, I would like you to be very comfortable. Grab your favorite drink. If you have popcorn, take it. If you have a snack, take it. While we sit and we hear from our guests. Remember, if you have any questions or contributions, you can write them down and put it on our chat box, or you signify by raising up your hand, not on your video. There's a button for raising up your hands, and so we would be signified and we'll call you up to speak. Without wasting much of our time, we would like to dive in fully into the show. So, let's not forget, Mr. Eliezer, is he back? Please, can someone reach out to Mr. Eliezer if okay, we will just go on. We will just go on with the show. Maybe when Mr. Eliezer is back, he would join us, right? Yeah. So I think I'll be directing my first question to Mrs. Ndidiamaka. What do you understand by conflicts in marriage?
Okay, conflict in marriage is a disagreement in marriage. Okay, so this
Okay.
the marriage. Do you want me to talk further?
If you want to, if you want to, you have the floor.
Okay. Disagreements in marriage often arises because
Okay.
two different people from different backgrounds is coming together. Conflict in marriage is also as a result of individuals trying to adapt to a new kind of life. Conflict is a sign that they are trying to adapt to a new lifestyle that they were not used to. I'm coming into a new family. I'm going to have new siblings. We're not used to ourselves. Like when I'm being married into a family, my sister-in-laws and my brother-in-laws, they are new siblings. I'm not used to them like I'm used to my own family. So we're going to have a lot of disagreements. And even with the husband, I may not even like the way my husband. So for some people, they think that marriage is about owning their husband completely, and then they even add Bible passage to support it and say, "Oh, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and all his siblings and cling to his wife." And they just think that the man should forget about his family and have nothing to do with them and stick to wife. And when they don't see that happening, conflicts may also happen in marriage. So it's people trying to adapt to a new lifestyle that often causes and differences in lifestyle and personality that often causes conflicts in marriage.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. That's really nice. Okay, for this, I would like maybe from the audience give a contribution on this particular person. If you want to speak, please can I see your hand up? Let's have a contribution. Okay, it's something is doing. It's something is if something on this particular question.
Sorry,
What do you think
Omar,
is some
your
conflict
your
in
line is
marriage?
breaking.
But I think that should be like the basis of this whole conversation. We need to start from there.
Okay, can I go ahead? Omar, can I go ahead?
Hello, Mr. Sampson, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but I can hear you, but it's like the network has been pretty bad. I've been struggling to see if I can hear others, but can you hear me too?
I can hear you, Eliasa.
We can hear
Okay,
you. We can hear you, Mr. Elise.
All right.
all right.
Yeah, Omar, you threw a question at me, right? Norma?
We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you asked me what conflict in marriage is. Um, you see,
Yes,
marriage.
I said, what do you understand by conflict in marriage? I think this is about conversation.
Yeah.
We don't need to know things from.
Yes. Yes. Thanks for the question. You see, marriage is an institution that involves two people who expectedly they are adults. And for you to go into marriage, expectedly you are somebody who has understanding. The man has understanding, the woman has understanding. So when both understandings are not aligning at some point on certain issues, then they have what they call misunderstanding. And that misunderstanding could lead to disagreements, could lead to conflicts, like we call it, and of course, tension in the family. So conflict in marriage is simply disagreements based on misunderstandings that couples could have. That's conflict in marriage in a nutshell.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. So, Mr. Leather, are you here now?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm here.
Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you clearly. Confirm if you can hear me too.
Welcome.
Hello.
I can hear you. I said good evening and welcome on the show.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody.
How is it over there in River State?
Very well, thank you. Struggling with the network because we
Oh, it's understandable. We are all in Nigeria. Okay. I'd like us to move on to the next question, which I'll be directing to Mr. Samson Itibe. Mr. Samson Itibe, from here we'll go on. What does it mean to respond in conflict?
To respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, responding in conflicts is making efforts to see that that conflict, so to speak, is attended to. More like looking for measures to mitigate or completely handle conflict in marriage. That's what it means to respond. Because marriage is like a boat. Conflicts come from time to time to try to rock your boat. So you respond by trying to mitigate these conflicts that come around your marriage.
Okay. Now to Mrs. Patience. Sorry, Mrs. Ndidi Amaka. That's the name I was seeing there. Sorry about that. Mrs. Ndidi Amaka, what does it mean to react? Now I asked him, what does it mean to respond? So what does it mean to react in conflict?
So reaction in conflicts means to get emotional about conflict. Let me give a life example. In those early days when I got married, I had some, my family, my in-law live, okay, my in-law stayed with me. One of my in-laws stayed with me. And I noticed that my husband loved his family so much. And I felt the love. I felt he loved them more than he loved me. And so I got emotionally worked up and I troubled my home. That is reaction. And several times I confronted him over so many things. But one day I sat back and I had to advise myself by the power of the Holy Spirit. I asked myself, this man, I love him for who he is because of the family he grew up with. And if this man must love me, I must love the things that he loved. I must not create battle, unnecessary battle. for him so that he'll be struggling between the love he has for me and the love he has for his family. No, it shouldn't be. So I told myself, I want my marriage to work. I want my husband to love me. I want my husband to be at peace. I chose to stop causing trouble and to respond to the phase of life that I was. And as soon as I started loving my in-laws the way my husband loved them, we started living as siblings. No more like there was one war. And I experienced peace in my home because I also gained my husband's love completely because I loved the things he loved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If I heard you right, you said you loved him for who he was because of the family he came from. Was that what you said?
Sister,
You said what?
the family made him who he was.
Okay.
So he can't just hate them overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you saying were there reasons for you to love him? That's just the point I want to get. You
Were there
said
reasons?
sorry.
Take it again. Take the question again.
Like I said, what I heard, you said you loved him for who he was because of the family he came from.
Yeah, before I married him, he had a family. There were
Okay.
so many attributes about him. He was so homely. And I liked the fact that he was homely. But he was also homely because he came from a home that was a home. Every home is not a home.
Okay. Okay.
So if he came from that home and I'm entering his life, I should love what he loves so that we can go together. Otherwise, I'll be reacting, and reaction never settles conflict. Response settles conflict. Positive response.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Eleazar Ogulu,
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
can you hear me now? Is your network
I can
better?
hear you clearly. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes. Yes. I'd like to ask you, what's one mistake you would say couples make they often make during conflicts?
Very simple. I will just hit it straight. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
I think part of is that both of them don't want to listen to each other. I want to say right here and now that in every marriage, listening is a key factor. Oftentimes, even in our homes, let's not paint it differently. We all live and face these challenges. Like in my own case, whenever my wife will say, "Oh boy, I want us to talk." Initially, it wasn't like an easy thing, but when I understood listening as part of a solution to conflict, what I normally do, I'll just keep a chair, sit down, oh girl, I'm listening. Go ahead. That alone would reduce the stress she wants to hit on you. Because you're listening, she feels somebody attention. But oftentimes couples make this mistake not to listen to each other, and that's one of the major reasons why conflicts abound in marriages.
Yeah.
For that, hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm asking if she wants me to still go further or she's done with just this one reason.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you. So I concerning this that you just said,
Okay.
can I summarize it to it takes proper communication and comprehension.
Hope of not.
Exactly. Excellent. I agree to that.
No, I think we're listening. All right, we'll just go on. Yeah, so far,
Can you hear me?
so good. Are you trying to say something, Eliza?
No, no, I wanted to confirm if really you had me.
Yes, yes, I did. Thank you very much.
All right,
I
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope our audience they are actually noting things down and they are understanding. For me, I'm understanding a lot, and for the singles in the house, you better listen. Oh. You better listen so that you'll be planning for the future. All right, so there will be a short clip that will be shown on the screen right now, and I'd like all of us to stay tuned and see the clip. All right, to my crew, please could you put up the clip? Are we putting up the clip, or we should go further? So whilst they are working on the clip, I'd like to ask my audience, do you have any contributions for now? Do you have any contributions, something you'd like to add up? Okay, the clip is on. Sure. I'm sure we've all read it, and I'd like some engagement on this particular post, which says relationships are risky. If two people enter a relationship, partnership, or marriage with self-awareness, they will be reduced. They will reduce the risk of getting divorced. Mr. Sampson, please give us a word or two on this.
All right, thanks, Norma. Sorry, before I react to this, I want to also react to the question you just asked Mr. Elias a while ago. That what are the
Okay.
common mistakes people make when trying to resolve conflicts? And he did
No,
mention communication.
resolve conflicts.
He said,
The question was, what's one mistake couples often make during conflict?
yes, one of those mistakes, again, that they make is dwelling on personalities and not issues. You see, most times when there are issues to be discussed, of course, things that cause uh, disagreement, which we call conflict, sometimes couples find themselves dwelling on you and me. I call you this, you call me out this, I talk to you, I attack your personality, and I leave the issue unattended to. So my input in that is when there are conflicts, handling it, the error we should avoid is attacking the personality of your partner.
Okay.
Because after you are done with that particular episode, those attacks that came on my personality may come to fore. I remember the names you called me, you remember the names I called you, the thing, how stupid I said you were, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, this thing becomes a recurring decimal. Now, on this one you just put on the screen, say relationships are risky. If two people enter a relationship partnership or marriage with self-awareness, they will reduce the risk of getting married. I I will not subscribe to this actually.
Okay.
Yes. I am a Christian, so most times I like going to Genesis, where where marriage stuff started. I read somewhere that if a couple want to live in a peaceful home, to have standard wisdom, they should be foolish to themselves. And that foolishness is not self-awareness. If you remember Adam in the Garden of Eden and Eve, Adam was given instruction not to eat from a particular tree. Eve was not given that instruction. But when Adam came from the toil of the day and discovered that his wife had already done the opposite of what he was asked not to do, Adam ate the fruit. Adam didn't eat the fruit because he didn't know. He ate the fruit because he had to be foolish. That foolishness is what saw them through, was what saw them through. Even till dates, all through scripture, we never saw where Adam and Eve quarreled over her act of eating that fruit. Rather, they just picked up their pieces and lived their lives. So self-awareness most times is what makes people hold on to their guns. Like I said earlier in the introduction, I said marriage involves two people who have understanding. And for them to have conflict, it means my understanding and your understanding is not aligned. And that is misunderstanding. And that misunderstanding could lead to disagreement, which we call conflict. So I don't subscribe to this. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Mr. Eliaza, what do you have to say about this? The write-up?
To drive
We're
my
struggling.
house to get better network. If you can ask again, please, that would be better for me because
Actually, the write-up on the screen. Look at your screen. There's a
so
write-up.
what's the question, please?
Okay. It says relationship.
Okay.
If two people enter a relationship, partnership, or marriage with self-awareness, they will reduce the risk of getting divorced. What's your take on this? Okay, let's move further. Let's move further. Okay, there are some questions in the chat box. One says, what do you do when it's just one person doing the listening? Mrs. Ndidi, can you respond?
Yes. When it's just one person doing the listening, what would you do? Okay, so
Yeah.
I've also been in that kind of shoe where it seems I was talking and my friend wasn't listening. So I had to sit down. I had to sit down and ask myself, how do I get my friend to hear me? And what I did, one of the things we must avoid in marriage is becoming nagging. Like your spouse is not listening and you're shouting and you're talking like a mad woman. You're escalating issues. You must, in marriage, critical thinking to make marriage work is important. And that's actually part of the self-awareness. I wanted to respond to that, but since you're asking me a different question, let me continue with this question.
You want
I wanted to respond to the first question because self-awareness is part of what you should do. I'm talking, my spouse is not listening. I should find a better way to communicate with my spouse. Now, in self-awareness, it is discovering who I am and who my spouse is. If I discover who my spouse is and who I am, then I know how best to communicate with him. So for my friend, for my husband in those early days, I realized that to communicate with him, I need to find the most suitable environment that he listens. So one day, I just listed, I wrote out everything I wanted to talk to him about. And I invited him for a dinner. And he was very excited about it. So we went we went out, and I sure made sure I stayed in the coolest part of, coolest place. It was an eatery. So I went to the back where that was lonely. And then I started rolling out. After we've eaten, we've laughed, we've cracked joke. Then I brought out my agenda and I asked him, see, this marriage, I want you to enjoy I know you had a dream before you married me, and I want your dream to manifest. I don't want you to die without fulfilling your marriage dream. I want to be the best wife to you. How can I be this best wife? How do you now tell me, is there anything I'm not doing in this marriage? And he was very, so he told me what he didn't like me doing. My interest was to tell him what was on my mind. So, but then I had to calmly listen to what was on his mind. And he told me what was on his mind. And then we decided that this marriage will work. How do we make this marriage work? How do we make this meeting to become a regular meeting? How do we make sure that this meeting holds as regular as possible? So we decided that this meeting we decided a time, I think every 6 months, every 3 months, we decided to review it. We decided to set maps to, if I'm doing this, once you see me go this way, just call me back. We even set jokes for ourselves. So whenever he tells me this, I know this is what he's warning me against. And whenever I tell him this, he knows this is what I'm warning him against. And then listening started happening in our marriage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Thompson, Susan, ask you
Yeah.
another question. Yeah, it's in the chat box. Are you
Okay.
saying that not be self-aware as individuals? Isn't that losing oneself entirely in the name of marriage? That's a question from our audience.
Omar, should I be frank with you?
Of course, we want you to. That's why you are
The
here.
answer, the answer is yes.
Hmm?
That's the short answer. Yes, you lose yourself. You see, this thing called marriage, a lot of us seem not to get it right. When two entities are fusing together to become one, everybody must lose their identity. Lose your identity so that the marriage doesn't look like you, the marriage doesn't look like her. It looks like both of you together, and both of you are one. So the marriage looks like you and looks like her at the same time. Now, when you talk of self-awareness, what I understand self-awareness from that screen, from what I saw on the screen, has to do with me understanding myself and she understanding herself. Now, self-awareness helps me to stick to my gun when we have conflicts, and it helps her to stick to our gun when we have conflict. Nobody wants to shift ground. So if I'll be frank with you, the answer is when you are married, you lose yourself. Losing yourself doesn't have to do with forgetting where you came from. No. It doesn't have to do with forgetting your God that you serve, or the Amario are used to serve. No. Losing yourself is both of you coming together to form an identity that you will be known for. That is losing yourself. So to me, the answer is yes. You lose yourself.
Okay, to the audience that asked that question, I hope you've gotten a response. So another question is, so Adam was unaware. Mr. Thompson, it's for you.
You said?
So you say Adam wasn't unaware?
Of himself?
Yeah, yeah.
Adam was
That's
aware of him. Adam was aware of himself. But because he was married to Eve, Adam chose to fuse together with his wife, Eve. And when he came back and discovered his wife had done what she was not supposed to do, out of love, we are together in this. Let's see where it takes us. Let's not forget, That what made Eve to eat? Eve was aware that that fruit actually was not meant to be eaten. Eve was promised something before she ate the fruit. The serpent asked Eve, "Is it true that you were not supposed to eat this? That if you eat it, you will die?" And Eve said, "Yes." The serpent said, "No, you will not die. That if you eat it, it will make you wise." So Eve was going for wisdom, and she ate the fruit. That wisdom is that self-awareness. Because immediately she ate the fruit, she became aware of herself first, that she was naked. So you see what self-awareness could do. If you are going into marriage, or when you are going into marriage, I believe your self-awareness, like I said earlier, it has nothing to do with you leaving your family. Like when I say leave your family and forsaking your family, it has nothing to do with you forsaking your God and whatever you believed in. But both of you should be willing to come together to form an identity that makes two of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is getting quite interesting. Interesting, and more questions are still coming up. So for now, I'll ask you last one for now. It's foolishness, the opposite of awareness.
Was that question for me?
Yes, it was.
Okay, foolishness here in the context of how I used it from where I borrowed it. Now, in the Bible, I believe many of us listening are Christians. In the Bible, God said He uses the foolish things to confound the wise. And you wonder how God could use things that looks foolish to confound the wise. In many homes where you have people who you don't need to come to their houses to settle problems, to help them put things in shape. Sometimes people look at the man and calls him a woman rapper. Why? Because he's trying to look like his wife. People look at the woman and try to call her a name that makes it look like she has fallen helplessly in love with a man. But that's what gives them peace. So foolishness in this case is not foolishness like the one we call mumu. But I think there's a song I heard somebody singing when they say, "I will mumu for you," or something like that. "I'll be your mumu," or something like that. And they'll be happy. You see, you call him mumu from outside. They call her mumu from outside. But then they are living happily. And you that says you are self-aware, you are not mumu, your marriage is on the rocks. So foolishness in this context is not like mumu like ode. No, foolishness in this case is letting go of what people hold dear. Like this must be the standard. They have set the standard for you. Society have set the standard for you, and you want to follow it. That is what I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you very much for all your responses. Yes, and thank you to the audience for your engagement. It's really been interesting, educative, and insightful so far. Yes, I've been learning a lot. I don't know about you. So right now we'll be going on a 1 minute break, and whilst we're on the break, we'll be playing a clip. So when we come back, we will come back and engage. So just 1 minute break. Stay tuned.
I'm done cooking. Go and wash the plates. I'm tired. I want to rest. I've been working since morning. I want to paint and rest. I'm stressed out. Go and wash the plates, so if you want us to eat.
You dey threaten me. You come.
So I'm talking to you. You're keeping me quiet like a mad woman. No, now I'm a mad woman.
Do I know?
Go and watch the plate. You're still watching the television. I've been working since morning. Since morning, I've not rested. All my body, they're paining me. I just want to bathe and rest. Go and watch the plate. I don't want to come out here again.
We dey play, we dey show, now we dey do. Just dey play.
Babe, please now. See my hands. My hands are paining me. See my leg. My body's paining me. I'm tired. Come on, please let me wash the dishes now.
I just want things to get better.
I thought you were Major General, baby.
No,
You were doing gaga.
I'm not so. I just wanted to test more power.
Want to test power?
I'm not testing again. I'm humble now.
You don't get high fever, I think.
It's fine. Meanwhile, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the way I kept you quiet. If you had talked like this, it would have been better. That other approach is a red flag. This one is better. Don't worry. I'll go and rest. I will wash the dishes, clean the kitchen, and the whole house. I'll go and rest. Yes.
Thank you, baby.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Please go and rest. Yeah.
I'm going inside now. I want to bathe and rest. When you're done, you come. Let's do one.
All right. Welcome back to the TYL show. Your favorite space for real talks, deep dives, and uplifting conversation. If you're just joining us, we say welcome. Remember, we're still talking about the topic handling conflict in marriages. I say welcome to those who are just joining, and still thank you for still staying tuned to our audience who started with us. So we'll ride on, and I got information that
Yeah, I thought you enjoy when that very time when you want to sleep. That's when I can.
but
You eat when you want to sleep. You can't tell daddy that you want to eat. So I eat throughout the day. You're not. I will not give you now. Don't worry yourself.
use
Mm.
your mind. I don't know.
What is wrong with you? Eh? What is wrong with you? Have I not told you not to put your hand inside her mouth? What is wrong? You just staring. Put your dirty fingers inside her mouth.
Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please mute your mic. All right. Thank you very much. So, welcome back, everybody. We're delighted to have you all back. And I'm sure you enjoyed the little clip that was just played during our break. Yeah. When I saw the first time I saw that video, the first thing that came to my mind was they know they put mouth for husband and wife matter because they would always know how to settle it. To an extent, I feel that is true. That's what marriage is about. I'm not married, oh. That's my own thinking, okay. And I stand to be corrected. I feel that's what marriage is about, and there should be understanding and proper communication, just like Mr. Elias said earlier on. Yeah. So riding on, Mr. Elias, we're glad you're back. So I'd like you to respond to this. What's one myth about conflict in marriage that needs to be debunked?
What is one what?
One myth about conflict in marriage that needs to be debunked.
I think I didn't get your question. One what? One.
What is
But
one
let's
myth
myth, myth, myth.
Okay.
about
Okay.
marriage to be debunked? Hmm.
I think Brother Eliezer is having issue.
Um, yeah, it is really happening to Mr. Elias.
Omar, should I take that?
Okay, I'll try to. All right, all right.
One myth that should be debunked in marriage is, don't worry, time will heal it. Time will change it. It will change. Or don't worry, just go and continue like that. I will change him. He will change. This issue of change that we believe we live to time, say time will heal it, time will change things, or time will change somebody, is a myth that we should debunk.
Okay,
Time doesn't heal
okay.
anything.
So, well, I didn't really. If you said time doesn't give, then what's your take?
You said?
If you say time doesn't heal, then what's your take?
My take is, if there is something that needs to be worked on, work on it. If you need to work at something, work at it. But somebody has there's an issue
For the
that needs to be handled, and we just feel, let's leave it, time will tell, time will heal it. Time doesn't heal anything. No. If you don't work at it, it gets rotten and spoiled. Do something about it. That's one myth that
I
we should
asked,
debunk.
is marriage or marriage?
Hello.
You said?
I think I'm back now. I heard you. I would want to add to that. To thank God I'm back now. I will talk from
Okay.
what Samson said. Allowing time to heal certain things does not really help marriages. I want to cite a true life case and life example. I I got married to my wife in the church, but both of us were two distinct personalities. What she does is not
Okay.
what I do, and what I do, she does not like it. One thing my wife never liked about me and our marriage was me going out to club. And the first day she was like, okay, let me follow you to this club and see what you're doing. That was when I had the greatest embarrassment of my life. She told me, what are you enjoying here? If you're not ready to go home now, man, I'm sleeping here. It was like a joke. She rested her head beside a loudspeaker in a club and was sleeping. So when you notice anything that is wrong in marriage, you don't give it to time. Nip it immediately on the board for discussion. And when once it is discussed, definitely solutions are bound to come up. It was a painful moment for me when my friends told me, oh boy, carry your wife to go out. She's tired. Let her go and have some rest. We drove from the club to my house without talking to each other. But after a while, I asked myself, what is difficult for me to amend my ways? And the moment I saw that this was a challenge and big problem to her, immediately I had a redress. And I don't think she has any reason to complain. As for me and today now, in fact, I've lost touch of almost all the clubs again in Port Harcourt, unlike before. So I think time does not really heal issues in marriage. It's confrontation, peaceful confrontation that gives a better result to it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, okay. So looking at this, I'd like to hear, maybe Mrs. Ndidi, you would help us out. Now they've been talking about in marriage. Before marriage, before, do you advise? Okay, so you're saying we would call it red flag. That is, um, you're seeing the bad. You're noticing some odd things, but yes, you still giving what your advice to those kind of people. Because in their own head, they would say, I think it will get better when we enter. What's your take on that, Mrs. Ndidi?
All right, Homer. Okay, so let's before marriage, you see red flags. Never enter into a marriage with the plan to change anybody. Then before marriage, if you ever plan to get married, the Bible wants so much those who want to marry, because it wants so much that marriage has a lot of commitments, and that you must be sure before you go into marriage. Be sure that you're ready to withstand the commitments of marriage before going into marriage. Now, before marriage, you're seeing red flags. Be sure that it is the Holy Spirit it is God, because God is still in the business of giving people their spouse. And as believers, we must ask our spouses from the Lord. And remember that you cannot be having a field day. You cannot be in a union with anybody and be asking God be asking God who your husband is, because every sexual relationship is a union, and you will never get any response from God. But if you see red flags and you've taken out time. The other day, the Elder Castro were in a meeting where they talked about, okay, it was a general welfare meeting where they told us that usually those intending to ask God for their spouse usually take 6 months time, which includes prayer, fasting, meditations, supplication, pleading with the Almighty God to help them know who their spouses are. If you've sought the face of the Lord and you're sincere with yourself, you're not deceiving yourself, and you're seeing those red flags. Imagine that the sister who married Brother Ogulu saw that red flag of club. He wouldn't have married him. Saw it as a red flag. He wouldn't have gone ahead, because for her it's wild. Why would a Christian boy be going to club? However, that was his husband. That was her husband. So we should seek God's face rather than using materialistic things to decide who our spouses are. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our audience, I like the engagement going on in the chat box. It's really, it shows that we're really following, and the whole show is being really, I don't know the word to use, but it's going very well. All right, right now, we'd like to show you another clip so that we will talk about that. So I'll give it to the crew to put on the clip.
Oh,
The magnetic body, oh my God. Wait, don't mute our mic. Can I ask you to please mute your mic? Thank you very much.
And there are no doors. And fire breaks out in that room. Every time we do counseling, first session, this is what I say to the couple. If you are in a room and there are no windows and there are no doors, and fire breaks out in that room, what will you do? What will you do? Anybody? You have to put the fire out. But if there are windows and there are doors, what do you do? Everybody will find their way out. So what happens in marriage is that when you walk into marriage, if you leave the windows and doors open, you will use it. You have to seal every window. You have to tell yourself, now that we've gotten married, there's no way out. So divorce becomes a curse word. For you, it becomes till death do us part. And that's what covenant really is. Covenant is that two become one. That means you are no longer two people. Pastor K explained this yesterday. We're no longer Kingsley and Mildred. We're kindred. He's the head and I'm the body. And for the marriage to end, it means we're separating head from body. And what's that? That's death. If you separate the head from a body, it's death. And that's what God was saying, that I hate divorce. I hate the dismembering of something so beautiful. So if you enter with the option of, if it doesn't work, I'm out, it will not work. So if you want your marriage to last, you have to take out that option of, if it doesn't work, I'm out. It has to work. That's the only option we have. It has to work. So if it's acting up and I know that I have to be here, then we talk it out, we work it out. If he doesn't like something and I know I have to be here, then I make sure that I adjust. If I don't like something, he adjusts. When we first got married, I had this funny habit of, when I'm upset. I say, the thing is, you must understand that you are not brought up in the same home. Same parents didn't raise you. So we have to learn. And there are certain things you will have to unlearn. So when I got married, like I told you, I was very introverted. And as a child, if I didn't like something, I wouldn't say anything, I would just sulk. That's how I used to process pain, things I didn't like. And then I ended up going to boarding school. Who are you talking to in boarding school? Nobody. So you just sulk and adjust and just stay on your own and somehow survive. And just pray for a few more days, visiting Sunday or something, or you go home. And so when I got married, my husband did, I can't remember, to be honest, I can't remember. First few months or first few weeks, he did something I didn't like. And I just started sulking. But even though I was sulking, I understood that we couldn't keep married. We had an agreement, we'll not fight in this marriage, all those kind of things. We had agreed. So I knew I wasn't going to be the one to spoil it. So I'd wake up in the morning, will you eat? He was like, is something wrong? No. Are you sure? Should something be wrong? And the man, honestly, if you say there's nothing wrong with you, he will continue his life. So I would say there's nothing wrong. But of course, when I say nothing, it means ask me more. Ladies, right? So which one is that? I've told you nothing, you believe me, I walk away. What's that, sir? So Basike would, when I say nothing, he will continue his life. And then one of the things that helps me process pain is prayer. So when I'm upset, I pray more. You know, I'm always, I just go to God in my pain. So I'm upset, I'm in my room, I'm praying, and then I'm hearing him in the other room, praying very loudly, singing, off key though, but singing very loudly. And I couldn't take it anymore after a few days. I was like, he didn't ask me what was wrong again, nothing. He was just praying and moving on with his life. So I went to meet him. I said, I think I think you're wicked. And you're a man of God, though. I was like, wicked, why? I said, I was very upset with you. And here you are praying, you are screaming. And he was like, oh, is that what that was? He said, oh, he thought I was being sober and vigilant and studying the word. So he was challenged. So he was like, this new wife cannot come and win me in my home. So she's praying and praying loud. He was sincere. Honestly, I saw how sincere he was. That he said to me, but I asked you if something was wrong and you said no. I said, you believed me. Like, that was the first time it occurred to me that men and women are so different. And so my husband said to me, let's settle this once and for all. If something is wrong, you talk, don't sulk. I realized that if I'm going to be in this marriage, because you are not going anywhere, we agreed we're not going anywhere. If we're not going anywhere, then I might as well be happy. So if I'm going to be happy, that means I need to now start saying the things I don't like and the things I like. Because some people stop at the things they don't like. But if somebody does what you like, then say it too, that I like this thing. that you did not only complain. So the first thing is you must shut all windows and all doors.
Wow, wow, wow. That was, I really enjoyed it. So the first thing coming to my mind is whilst watching this video, you see this marriage scene. Once you are entering this marriage scene, what should be on your mind is, I can never turn back. Oh. It's already too late. So where are you going to? You can't go anywhere because if you say yes or a yes, there's nothing till death do you part. But then I'd like to, would I say, take table because the divorce thing, it will make sense. Divorce is a curse word. As you tell your children, don't insult this, don't insult this, it's not good. Divorce coming out of your mouth is a curse word. That's what I understood from that video. But now let's shake the tables in this room. I guess I hope you guys are listening. Okay, so in some marriages, some people have already made a mistake. Some because of because of one thing or the other, they make mistakes and they enter the wrong marriages. What do we have to say concerning divorce and mental health breakdown? Because now some people are not abused. They are not abused physically. Some in their marriages, either the male or the female, they are being abused mentally. So is being mentally abused, please, like, please, everyone, and is it a ground for divorce? Because mental health is a condition. And so can I say, nah, my husband is mentally abusing me. I'm signing up for a divorce. Yeah. So what's your take on that?
Is that directed to me?
Yes, sir.
I think first thing first, let the truth be told. It's a difficult and challenging one. But
Yes,
just as one would rightly, hello,
we can hear you. Keep
okay,
talking
I
with
said that's a very difficult and challenging one. But in most cases, if you want to live with your mistakes, that probably can also destroy your life. And just as all of us know, our mental health for now is very, very key. If you want to live longer, you need to also protect your mental health. And in most cases, these challenges are things that you can talk over with your spouse. But most times, when we want to talk about this or even look at our mistakes critically, we go after wrong counselors who would probably add more injury to our problems. And the question now is, how many of us have godly counselors or friends that can really talk us out of these mistakes we have made? But me as a person, and I will say without reservations, if you know fully well that your mistake can take your life, my brother, my sister, quit. It is not something you would want to attach Christianity to. If you know fully well that this is going to end your life, or for your mental health and others, just take a bow and leave. You will live with the mistakes, yes, you will live with the challenges there, but you're still alive to probably face life. That's my take on that. Thank you.
thank you very much. You see, we need to look at these things from different angles. We need to look at these things from different because you might have a different some people are fashioned to this particular kind of ideology. Now, I'm not saying this because uh, I support divorce, but I'm very sure a lot of people have that kind of question. And thank you for answering it, Mr. Eliada. Okay, Mrs. Ndidi, you're raising up your hand. Please, you have 1 minute. Uh,
Yes. You know, like I said something before, I said that the Bible warns seriously about going into marriage. Paul was very emphatic that emphatic about the commitment and responsibility inherent in marriage, and deeply thinking about the consequence. And that's where the self-awareness is also asking yourself, do I really want to marry? What does it entail to marry? One of the things we must pray for is the spirit of truth. The spirit of truth. Self-awareness is knowing who you are, knowing your faults. Somebody who talks, who is a nagging person can never make a good home. They go beat and tire. That's such a person will current will the husband, if the husband doesn't beat, that means that man is a very good man. But you are so it means that for you to if marriage has gotten very hot to the point of being beaten. Now I also want to look at it because we are spiritual people, and we also know that there are spiritual connotation to things. And I want to give a scenario because I also work in a field. I'm a fertility care provider, and I get to counsel women a lot. And there's this case of a woman who came to me and said to me, she's been on the fertility journey. And one day she just came and said, oh, okay, madam, please, I need to use a donor sperm for my treatment. And I'm asking, donor sperm, what happened to your husband's sperm? She said, no, I don't want to use my husband's sperm anymore. And I said, okay. So I closed my eyes and started praying, asking God to just give me word, because I see my profession as being more than just a calling. I mean, just doing my work, it's a calling for me. So when I closed my eyes and prayed and meditated, I opened and asked her, okay, so is that what we are asked to tell me? She looked at me with shock. And I said, okay, so tell me more about this, your decision to use donor sperm. And she said, oh, my husband has been very sad with me, has been very sad with me. And I said, okay, so tell me about your connection with the marine spirits. And she was shocked, and then she started opening up. She told me also, I've been doing deliverance in so many churches. And I told her, these things are spiritual. The problem you're having in your home, eventually, I gave her a lot of copies of our deliverance books. Today, as we speak, she came to my house with her beautiful baby girl. She had with this her husband. I gave her books to go and start deliverances on her own and live all the journey she's been through. So a lot of things we see, manipulations we see, are spiritual than physical. And if we since we've entered into homes where maybe the other spouse does not really know the law, because anybody who knows the law will not raise a finger at you, then we know that you must pray more. So before you think of bowing out of marriage, be sure that you have explored all the spiritual options that you're supposed to explore. And of course, our parents always talks about pray, go and pray, go and pray. Yes, prayer is the key. Prayer answers all things. Thank you, brethren.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Then that was fantastic. So I'd like to move on because I think we're far behind schedule. Yeah, we'd like to move on. There is another clip I would like us to also watch so that we could to my media team, please. Can you put on the next video? Please, let's see, Pastor Nancy. Okay, while we're waiting for them to put up the video, yeah, if you're not on the chat box right now, then you're missing a lot, because a lot is really going on there, a lot of conversations, and it's really interesting. Also, I'd still like to remind you, in case you didn't hear before, we are on all social media spaces: YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, and Spotify. Our handles are the Youth Lounge on every social media space. All our handles have been dropped on the chat box, so please you could go there and follow us and subscribe to the channel. All right, I think the video is
I'll
coming up
be
next.
honest about the fact that I'll be honest about the fact that I went through a divorce, and it resulted in me being in the press a lot.
So it was a well
It
publicized
was
divorce.
very publicized, and that left me feeling very alone. I withdrew from society.
Wow.
I was really ashamed of my situation.
You're
I felt
ashamed?
ashamed not just for myself. Self-esteem was affected, but also legacy is very important to me. I was ashamed of what I had done to my family name, or what I felt I had done. And as a result, I literally went into hiding.
Wow.
But
What does hiding mean?
I didn't want to interact with anyone. I wanted to stay in my own space, stay at home.
Did you go to work? You stopped going to work?
I found it very difficult to work.
Wow.
It was very hard.
You began to lose focus.
Not just lose focus, lose motivation.
Wow.
Lose the incentive to even get up in the morning.
Wow.
What am I getting up for? Everyone already feels a certain way about me, and so on. Started to lose work as a result of it. That's when it really started to get to me. As a man, your work is your identity. And I started to lose opportunities. I started to lose business deals. So it became a real problem for me.
Wow.
That's where I made a decision. I literally had to make a decision for my own survival because I was living in hopelessness.
How long did this go on for?
Weeks. It went on for weeks.
Yeah.
I was out of the loop for a whole year. I checked out of life for a year.
My God.
To regroup and realize that I was in a very dark space. I was in a hole, but I needed to get out of it.
You see, that's what I'm saying. This might be the most powerful message. You will wonder, how come I'm not fighting in business? And the reason why is that you're so heated and crushed, and your passion is gone. You will think you don't like ministry again. You love ministry, but you've been crushed. And so you are not motivated to do something. What was your lowest time when you were first? Did you cry? Did you cry?
Oh, wow. I was on the floor.
Could you sleep sometimes?
No, sleep. What sleep? I didn't even know what that was. I had insomnia. I was paranoid as well. So the few chances that I did get to go out, I had created a scenario in my own mind that everybody knows, everybody's talking about me, people are looking at me, and that would just send me back straight into my own home.
Wow.
So, so that feeling of hopelessness and the noise that was going on around me, even though I was in silence,
wow,
was insane.
Wow. How did you come out of this?
That's where it gets interesting. Like I said, I made a choice. I decided that I didn't want to stay in this space. I did research. That's what I did.
You did research?
I researched
so you never
how to
blamed
deal
yourself,
with this.
you never blamed your partner?
No, what I did was, the top of the list of the research that I did was accountability. I took the blame on myself.
So you blamed yourself?
Yes,
that
100%.
And that makes you feel worse and guilty, right?
It made me feel worse at first, actually.
Until you began to do something about it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And I began to take practical steps.
That was deep. Yeah, so deep. Mr. Thompson, over to you. What do you have to say about this particular clip?
Well, first off, I will say the clip looked scripted, actually, to me. Looked like a script acted out. That's my opinion. But I think everything the man was saying summed up to one word he used almost often. Like, he used the word, I was ashamed, I was ashamed, I was ashamed. So it means he took the option of sorting out his marital issues with a divorce that pushed him into that state where he became ashamed of himself. So you see that
Sorry,
marriage.
sorry, sorry to cut you.
Did you say
You're
something?
saying, sorry to cut you. You're saying from this aspect. What about seeing it from the aspect of he was at fault? He doesn't want to come out straight, or he
Who was
just
at fault?
the man was at fault. I don't know. For me, what I understood was from what he was saying, the fault was from him. So maybe divorcing was the only option. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
You know, that was why I actually said the thing looks scripted to me, because somebody who was near depression going into research, you begin to wonder who does that. Somebody close to depression doing research on how to help himself out of his situation. Now, who went wrong or who was wrong when there is a fight or there's a conflict in the family, in the marriage, is not necessarily the case. Like we know, marriage is different from one person or one couple to another. There are couples where if you try to find out who was wrong and you establish that, oh guy, you were wrong, he'll just apologize straight up and everything will just be fine. And there are some that if you dare to find out who was wrong, you will find that from now to God knows when. And that could even lead to the breakage of that marriage. So who was wrong in this case could just be for him, like you rightly pointed out. But who was wrong is not what will work for many others.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Thank you very much. So, would like to go into our audience. A lot of them have been raising their hands so that I won't go back on my word. I told them that I was going to call them. So, Lucy, you've been raising your hand since. I'm sure your hand must be paying you. We're really sorry. Could you speak? Unmute yourself and speak, please.
Okay, good day, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, it's actually a contribution about this conflict in marriages. So most of the time, when two people get married, there's supposed to be love. And for me, if there's no love and no prayer, no effective prayer, that's when conflict comes in. And my mom had a friend, a colleague actually, that was being abused in a marriage. And like what but Mr. Simon was saying, they always tell you, wait, it to get better, it gets better. And that woman died and left her children dead. I think we should be prayerful when it comes to marriages. And we should, if there is love and prayer, I think conflict in marriages will be limited and there won't be really any divorce. Thank you.
Thank you very Thank you very much. All right, over to you, Onyinye. I can see your hand. Onyinye, you have the floor. You can unmute.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. So my question is, we watched the clip where it said we should talk and not sulk. So at what point does talking become nagging?
Please, are you listening? Because it's a question. Onyinye, please go on.
I already asked my question. I said, at what point, and I would like all the guests to please respond to it. At what point does talking become nagging?
Norma, since you are muted, though,
Oh, I'm
can't
very
hear.
sorry. Very sorry. I was saying Mrs. Ndidiamaka should go on.
Okay. At what point
Please,
does a nagging turn, I mean, does talking turn nagging? When communication is not going on, it's nagging. For women, we're often very emotional. That's also the place of self-awareness. We must know who we are as women and who men are. You heard we listened to a clip where the woman said, the woman felt the husband should understand what she's saying. We also watched the video where the man came to scream at his, I mean, the woman came to order the husband, and the other husband kept quiet, and she came again and the husband was mute. So as women, we must be, described, the Bible also talked about a wise woman buildeth her home. And the Bible also talked about the woman says she openeth her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. That means no man would ever dishonor the word of a wise woman, because a wise woman knows when to talk. She does not react. There are times that things happen and you quickly
since you lost her,
want to react. But the place of self-control is when you caution yourself. Hello? I said the place of self-control is when you caution yourself and stop and withhold yourself from talking, and you talk at the right time. A man would respect a woman who knows when to talk.
all right. Thank you very much.
Did
Let
you
us go
get
back
that?
to
Did I?
Mr. Sam.
All right.
Yes, you did. Mr. Sampson, can you hear me?
Um,
Please let's see our answers
yes,
brief.
yes, I'll make it brief. I'll like to respond to this with an analogy. Now, for those of us who may have used tap before, you go with your jerry can or something to fetch water from a tap. There are some tap heads that when you turn them on, you see the water dropping right through inside the gallon, and you are getting your water, right? And when it is full, what happens is that the water begins to spill from the body of the gallon. That's when you're over talking. Then there are times where the gallon is closed and the tap is on. You are just pouring water around the tap, around the gallon. You're over talking at that time too. Then this one now is more important. The jerry can is full. The jerry can is empty, sorry, wanting to get water. But the tap head is bad, such that when you on it, the water is not coming into the jerry can, it's just splashing around. Your talking becomes nagging when you are talking and not communicating. A wise person, either a man or a woman, knows the right time to ensure that his or her talking amounts to communication. So if you are talking and you're not communicating, you are nagging.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Eliaza, are you still here?
Yes, I'm with you. I think I'll be very brief.
Okay.
Talking metamorphoses into nagging when a woman begins to exhibit the odd powers of womanhood. Your husband had offended you. Ideally, you're supposed to engage him in a kind of conversation that it will not take up to 2 minutes for him to say, I'm sorry. But when you begin to exhibit all odd powers of womanhood, hey, do you know who I am? Blah, 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 blah. Before you know, you even exhibit traits that would make the man even ask himself, are you sure this is my wife? At that point, you're no longer communicating, you're only nagging. And the man will just log off completely. He will not want to hear you. So you talk from now till tomorrow, you're just making noise. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Miss Sonia, I hope your question has been answered. Yeah. So we would take maybe one or two, if time permits, more questions. And the first one I saw was a medium, if I'm pronouncing that well. Oh yes, a medium. Can we hear you? Unmute and speak. And please We talked about it.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's good to be here. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please speak.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. All right. So I want to ask what's the what's the difference between leading and is there a difference between a man leading, like leading in marriage, and an art of controlling? Because I hear that the art of controlling is kind of toxic. Some people term it as being domineering, right? But I think there are points where in relationships where the man tends to want to lead in some certain areas and stuff, like maybe when they are trying to, come up with conversations, and then the partner sees it as he's controlling. So what way can a man, lead in a relationship or marriage that it will come out as if he is controlling or he's being domineering? That's
If
my question.
I got you right. Question: what's the difference between leading and controlling?
Yes, yes,
Leading
yes. Because
and
sorry to cut you, because there are some persons that say that they want their men to control them in the relationship. Like some women, I've heard it, like they want to be controlled because they think that they are not really that calm. They want someone that wants to control them. You know, I don't really know in that context what to controlling mean. But how can a man really lead his relationship in a way that that the standard is like, as God said, that a man should lead in the marriage and
yeah,
the relationship, so it won't look
yeah.
like it's actually controlling. I hope you understand my
And
question. Yeah.
And
Yes.
I wanted to just summarize it, and because we're working with time, we understand. So I'll leave it to our male
All right.
guest answer since
Thank
it's
you. Yeah.
All right.
so you can already on mute.
OBS.
Yeah, with you.
Leading and controlling are two different things in marriage. If you are
Okay.
a leader sells his ideas to his followers that they understand exactly where we are headed and they run with that vision the leader has sold to them. But a controller is a ruler who dishes instruction, whether you understand what I'm saying
Okay.
or not. Just do as I say. That is somebody who is controlling. Now, I don't know why a woman would want such
Okay.
a man, but then what I feel is a husband should be a leader and not a ruler. So sell your ideas to your wife. She buys the ideas. You put work together, harmonize your plans, and you run with it. Even in your absence, she will run even faster than you thought because she understood exactly the idea you were selling. But when you choose to just tell her, "Hey, ensure this gate is locked by 8 p.m." and she doesn't even know why. Sometimes she might be off with Telemundo and she will off it at 8, lock it at 8:30, and there'll be problems, or there could be problems. So sell your ideas to her. That makes you a leader. Dictate to her. Don't tell her what you want. You just tell her exactly what you want her to do without explaining to her why she would do it or selling the ideas to her. You are a ruler. So men should lead and not rule.
Okay. 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 Thank you very much.
Okay, with that.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for answering. Thank you for all the responses we've been getting and the engagement from our audience. One last question from the chat box, and it says, when communication is not happening and all options have been exhausted, what is next? Over to you, Mr. Eliezer.
I think at that point, I will be very brief and simple. At that point, if your spouse is your friend, you will find out that when your love is even failing, when communication had failed, then is that spirit of friendship that will keep you all. Just as that first clip we saw, the man and the woman at a point, when they realized that they are both friends, they began to make jest of each other. Imagine what she said. Don't worry, I'm going inside the room and make her go back. I'll give you one round. That made the man to run because they played as friends. you find out that if you do not see your spouse as your friend, communication will fail at every time. But when once it has failed on friendship, even Jesus said, greater love had no man than for a man to lay down his life for his friend. If she is your friend and all communication had ceased, there is a word you can just put forward to her. She will remember that old friendship that both of you started and had been sharing. So I feel friendship is the key. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Friendship is the key. I think even if you don't take anything home, you should take that friendship is the key. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, these are all the questions we can take. And you should all also remember that you could still go and drop some questions on our YouTube page, on our Instagram, on our Facebook, on X, formerly Twitter, and also watch or listen again to this podcast on Spotify. Yeah, I want to really appreciate everyone who has been here. So right now, I'll be asking our guests to give us to give us their last word, like an advice to both the married, the singles, and the newly married couples. Over to you, Mrs. Ndidi. Please, you have 20 seconds.
Hello, sister. Hello,
I
Norma.
can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Last word, right? Okay, so
yes,
for us planning to get married, we should we should be intentional with marriage. It's in our hand to decide that marriage will work. The Bible says that a wise woman buildeth her home, but the foolish plucketh it down with their hands. Plucking down our marriage with our hands, we can deliberately do. And this gradual plucking down eventually gets to a point where we are ready to break out, where the center can no longer hold. If we deliberately decide to make marriage work, marriage will work, because marriage comes with a lot of responsibility. Think about this responsibility before you plan to get in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Over to you, Mr. Sampson.
Yeah, I'll say for those who are married, you should know that God that made marriage said none should put asunder. So and that includes you, Oga, and you, Madam. Don't put asunder. Don't do everything to make your marriage work. Because indeed, marriage is a sweet journey that is meant to be enjoyed. Do your best, play your part, and enjoy it. And for those who are still searching, the Lord will help you to search right. And as you search, shine your eyes. God bless us all.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Very, very sorry for that cut in transmission. Very, very sorry. Mr. Elias, please, you could speak.
Okay. I think for those of us that are married, my advice to us is just as the Bible says, be ye therefore transformed by the renewal of your mind. If you're facing unnecessary conflicts or crisis in your home, there is need for a paradigm shift. If you are single and you want to marry, guide your heart with all diligence, for out of it, the Bible says, flows the issues of life. And for those of us that are married, let's not forget that true lovers must be foolish to themselves in order to raise an ideal or a standard home. It is my wish and desire that our marriage be sweet. And if there are conflicts, God grants us the wisdom to resolve them peacefully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Singles, oh yeah. So me, I'm going to be talking on behalf of the singles. I hope you learned a lot because we are going to go into it. So it's better we stay and we learn a lot. So right now, I'm seeing a lot of comments on the chat box here. So right now, I would like to say thank you, most especially to our guests for coming up on the show. It was really nice of you, and this show was really educative and insightful. We really appreciate all the knowledge. I'm sure a lot of persons have learned to both the singles and the married and the people at the brink of divorce. Yeah, and to our beautiful, lovely, wonderful audience, especially those ones in the chat box that have been really interactive. We really appreciate and we really love you all. And I would like to tell you, just like I said before, whilst we're on our break, we did a lot of rebranding. So if you would like you to go and follow on our Instagram, on our X, formerly Twitter, on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and on Spotify. You can go to YouTube and you go to Spotify and you listen again and again and again and gain more and more knowledge. Yes. And also to my crew members of the TYL, I want to say thank you for putting this all together. And we from the CYL would like to tell you that we've got a lot of exciting episodes lined up. Wallahi, you don't want to miss it because trust me, if you miss it, you really regret it. It will really pain you. At this point, I remain your favorite host, Omar Obed, and I say good night and thank you. Bye bye.